Hello everybody, this is Shady here, and today I'm going to talk about all of the latest Resident Evil 9 news to come out of Gamescom. So obviously, if you guys don't know, Gamescom is a thing held in Germany, a convention, or whatever you want to call it. Basically like an E3, hosted in Germany, where they show all sorts of trailers and people get to play games and all sorts. And we got a new demo for Resident Evil, or a demo I should say, that people got to play, a bit of gameplay out now, and they also had a new trailer, which was kind of cool. First of all, let's kind of discuss the trailer. So pretty much, we just see Grace and her mum, at the start of the game, I'm assuming, probably some kind of flashback sequence or something. They're in what looks like, I guess, a hotel or something. Some kind of crazy stuff happens. They get attacked, and it looks like it ends with Grace's mum dying. Obviously, if you guys don't know, Grace's mum, what was it, Ashley Ashcroft, I believe her name was. She was a character in Outbreak. She was like a journalist, reporter. She escapes from there, and in Resident Evil 7, you actually get to see a report from her. I think it's something referencing a book that she wrote about Raccoon City and all the stuff that happened. So I'm assuming in this game it's kind of tied to that. It's, one of the big things is that we're going to be returning to Raccoon City. Cool looking trailer. Didn't really show a lot of gameplay, but obviously we now have some gameplay released. And so it looks like, we're playing as Grace in basically, I think like some kind of hospital or something. She has like a lighter, and that kind of plays a part in the gameplay because there's kind of, essentially we get to see the stalker enemy, which looks like Lisa Trevor on crack, but it's not Lisa Trevor, by the way, obviously, because she died. She was like buried under the mansion pretty much, wasn't she? So there's no way it's her. This enemy is obviously creeping in the darkness, doesn't like the light. So there's like parts where you have to use the lighter to sort of look around and stuff. Definitely looks very kind of much more atmospheric and horror based. I think they said that's kind of one of the big things, in particular with the Grace segments. We saw both first and third person gameplay, and it looks like the game's actually being designed for both modes. So obviously, if you guys don't, if you don't know, Resident Evil 7 was first person, and it was specifically designed for that view. Was even a VR game. Resident Evil Village was also in first person, but then also gave you the option to play it in third person. But the game was kind of designed for first person, so the third person mode didn't really work very well because there's sort of scenes and stuff that just don't really work in third person. But it looks like in this game they've specifically done it otherwise. So to give an example, like in Resident Evil 8, there's a bit where Democleus cuts off Ethan's hand, and he looks at it in first person, and you're meant to be looking at it like it's in your view, but when you do it in third person, he's kind of obscuring it, and it doesn't really work. Whereas in this game, like when you'll, for example, when she gets grabbed by the enemy or spooked, it will change camera angle, and you will see her reaction. Other points when you're running away, in third person you can just move forward. In third person she'll like trip up, and it'll be a bit more dynamic. So it looks like the game's going to be kind of designed around both views. And also it looks like there's going to be what looks like, I'm kind of hearing different things on this, but it looks like either in the third person mode, or this is a whole separate mode where it will kind of switch between the first and third person to give you the best experience for each particular scenario. So, for example, let's say like you're walking through a corridor in first person, and you see an enemy jump at you, like, which would be the best way to give you a scare or something. So yeah, really interesting. I really like the idea of that, and that they're trying to actually give both first and third person players an equally good experience, and looks like you're going to want to play the game in both modes in a way, which is cool. I love that. Also, just want to make things clear, you know, when she's fighting this enemy, this is an enemy that obviously you can't kill, so she's using bottles to distract it, but obviously the game will have weapons and everything. It is a Resident Evil game. It's just either Grace probably won't have very many, because obviously the rumour is that Leon is going to be in the game, so I'm assuming he'll probably have all the weapons and stuff, or like this segment she'll probably get a weapon and then probably fight this thing as a boss, and then you'll probably be able to fight just like the regular minions. Obviously we haven't seen any other enemies at the moment. I have a feeling we'll probably see some zombies and stuff. And yeah, the only other thing we saw in that trailer was like a person, the one who like slits that dude's throat. So yeah, I'm wondering like what's going on. Are these going to be people tied to Umbrella potentially? Because we did also have the kind of blue Umbrella as well. Like basically Umbrella, there was like a essentially like in Resident Evil 7 they became blue Umbrella, which was them trying to sort out their reputation or something. Yeah, it's just going to be quite interesting to see what happens. You know, I'm sure we will get this demo launched at some point, probably in the next month or so. I would imagine it'd be a cool like October thing, because the game's coming out in February. There could potentially be 2 demos, like, you know, like with some of the other games. Yeah, Village had the weird thing, didn't it, where you had 2 separate demos in separate segments, and you had like half an hour to play through them. Whereas I'm imagining they'll probably do, well actually no, it was like a couple of different demos, wasn't it? They had the other weird kind of teaser thing, the beginning hour, whatever it was called, right? I remember something, so they probably have something like that, like a really short teaser demo and then a more proper one just before the game comes out, I'd imagine. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much everything I have to say. Obviously I'm really excited for this game. You know, probably my favourite series of all time, so yeah, new Resident Evil game coming out is always awesome. I just hope that we actually, you know, hear something about the remake, the one that is definitely happening, whatever that might be. The rumour is that they're remaking the first game again, so it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously next year is the 30th anniversary, so I'm sure there'll be more kind of Resident Evil news in that time. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if, you know, maybe get some kind of compilations and stuff. Obviously 2 and 3 are finally available on PlayStation Classics as well for PS4 and 5, so you can play the original trilogy now. Basically every Resident Evil game is playable on PlayStation now, which is awesome. PS4 and 5 that is. And yeah, but anyway, that's pretty much everything, and have a great rest of your day.